Alright, boys and girls, I'm here for GMA Practice 1. This is problem number 6. And so this is our last practice in this process. And I see right away that we have less steps, but I see some things that maybe I haven't encountered before. So some things that are a little different on this one than others that we've solved on this practice. So before we get started, just like we have on every other problem, we're going to make our plan. We're going to start with our GMA. Okay? And as I look through this problem, it looks like we have the number 9 and the number 3 side by side. We have subtraction, and we're going to be subtracting 3, and then we have division. So it looks to me like what we need to do is we need to go ahead and write our multiplication sign right here. I always find that if boys and girls start by writing the multiplication sign right here, it helps them remember that side by side is multiply. So we have 1, 2, 3 actions or 3 steps to simplify this expression. So let's get started. When I think about our groupings, I think about, is there anything in the parentheses? And this is kind of tricky because we are going to be multiplying 9 times 3, and 9 times 3 is also in the bracket. So whenever we have 2 actions that are different in the bracket, we have to think about our multiplicative and our additive actions. And multiplicative actions are always going to come before any additive actions. So take your pencil and underline 9 times 3. So since we are starting with a bracket and we have multiplication, then subtraction, and then we have the ending bracket, we're going to start with the number 9 times 3. And 9 times 3 is 27. And I'm going to drop this bracket in front, because I still have something to solve inside the bracket. So I'm going to drop the subtraction sign, I'm going to drop the number 3, and I'm going to drop my ending bracket. Then I'm going to rewrite divide by 2. That has to happen in that order. Remember, we're not changing the order. If we change the order, then we won't get the right answer. Going back to my plan of action, do I have any more grouping symbols? Well, brackets is a part of my grouping symbols, so I do have 27 minus 3. So if I'm at the number 27 and I go 3 down on my number line, what could be that answer? That's right, the answer is 24. So I'm going to rewrite the number 24. And now that I've solved everything in the bracket, I no longer need those bracket symbols. They can disappear. I'm going to rewrite the division symbol, and I'm going to rewrite the number 2. So I go back to my plan. Do I have any grouping symbols? No, I don't have any more grouping symbols, so I can cross that off. Do I have any multiplicative actions? Actually, I do. I'm taking the number 24 and I'm dividing it by 2. If I just simply think about taking the number 24 and cutting it in half, because that's what dividing by 2 is, then I can easily get the answer 12. Alright, and there are no more actions for me to solve, so I can go ahead and cross off multiplicative because we just solved that. There are no more actions, so we're done with this problem. Here's what you need to do with this. You need to look over your work, make sure that your work matches mine. Also make sure that your name is on this practice, because you're getting a participation grade. If your name is not on this, then I won't know who to give the grade to. It's also very important that I know that some of these problems that are a little bit easier now, that even though you're wanting to solve them in your head, that we go through the proper steps when solving. Each step is a grade, So please make sure that you follow directions on this entire practice. Please go turn this in the basket when you are finished checking over your work.